Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
In honor of the Rise of Skywalker, today we begin our 9-day Star Wars review with Rouge One, a Star Wars story.
This movie is a prequel to the original trilogy as it shows how a group of rebels got the plans to destroy the Death Star, to Princess Leia, and turn the tide of war.
Yes, and we really didn't know what to expect with this movie because this is around the time that Disney had purchased Star Wars. They announced, we're going to do another trilogy to finish off the original trilogy, that even though it was supposed to be originally finished. And they also have plans to do prequel movies and origin story movies with each of the Star Wars characters that were not the central focus on how they led up to the events of the original trilogy.
Right, so just so you know, FYI, we will not be covering the Han Solo standalone movie.
Right.
Or any of those that are dedicated to characters now within this 9 days. That will be sometime next year.
Right.
This one was a real surprise for me in terms of the ending. I really would have preferred it if Disney did not let you know up front what the ending was going to be.
Yeah.
Because it was like, for me, it was hopeless watching it from the beginning because I knew how it was going to turn out. And for me, that ruined the movie to a great extent.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance to root for the characters, to see how they contributed to the rebellion, how important their contribution was, and then see, they died for the cause. I went into the movie with, they died for the cause. Okay. This is going to be a horrible ending. Why did they make this movie?
Yeah, there's no point in cheering or being invested because you know how it ends.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's not, it's not all for nothing, but in terms of getting invested with these new characters, it's not worth anything because even though, they succeed obviously in their mission and how it happens, the journey there isn't enjoyable because of that.
And I think it would have been so much better for the viewing experience. They told you it's a prequel and you're going to see how they contributed and what happened leading up to it, but then not tell you the ending, and you had to actually go see the movie or see the movie to know this is how it ends. It would have been so much better.
That would made much more sense, and probably would have gotten even more people than usual in to see the movie where you don't know what's going to happen other than, they get the plans to her. But seeing that journey would be something new for people to see, new cast, new adventures, and the only thing that's the same is, just the mission.
Right. So, tell us about the cast.
Over here, they got a nearly all-star cast. A few people we know personally, and a few others we just kind of like, okay, they're people. The one I know for sure is Diego Luna.
The only one she cared about.
Cassian Andor.
And we have Alan Tudyk
as K2SO or Zero. That was another thing. They had a lot of droids in these new movies, and this one, all the droids are kind of snarky now, which is, I don't get.
Forrest Whitaker.
Yes, Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera.
Jimmy Smits.
Yes, as Bail Organa.
Okay. And
Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso. And I will say this for the cast, when you meet these new characters, it's kind of funny in a way because with the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, the names they were pretty much instantly recognizable, easy to follow with the character. These things, however, are very odd. They are almost like anagrams or letters and words they made up and they put together and they said, this is a Star Wars name now. And to me, it's a little hilarious because of what they got. And like I said, for the original characters, okay, they want to keep in the same vein. But here, all the names just seem weird, and it's like, wait, who's this person again?
Well, maybe that was because, and this is just a guess here, guys. If you really know why, let us know in the comments below. All the other characters are memorable. They want you to remember them. But because maybe this is just a movie that shows you how it led up to it, maybe they really didn't want you to remember the names of the characters and for them to be something that becomes a big part of the franchise. Therefore, giving them names like this, as you said, that are difficult to remember, that are not lyric, that don't make you remind you of anything. The characters themselves and the names are easily forgotten, and maybe that was part of the plan of this movie in naming the characters.
Right. And other characters even have their own little arcs that span the movie, like what's her name? Jyn. It looks like Jyn because J-Y-N. Yeah, Jyn. her little arc was that wanting to be remembered for something important and not just, just live life and not do anything contributing to something important. They had two characters in here that were, and one man was blind, the other one was sort of his guide, but this guy believed, the blind man thought he was a Jedi and he had the powers. But each time he tried to put it to the test, he nearly got killed. So you really weren't sure if he has powers or not. Still don't know, because from the beginning of the movie, nothing really comes up. So you don't know if he just never got the powers or he believed he had powers and he doesn't. And it had things with the droid. The droid was very snarky. It didn't trust humans. Like, that became a trend with the newer Star Wars movies, with not trusting new humans. It kind of was against humans, and I didn't know that was an arc going on, with the current Star Wars movie. So even with this standalone movie, it still managed to have stories going on and still have something going on other than just getting the Death Star plans.
Right. I also like to say that it was really busy in the movie. It was busy and so much going on.
That's true.
It really was kind of hard to get a vibe on what was going on. And the most memorable part, of course, is the end part.
Right.
Where you have, where they use the digitization for Carrie Fisher, and where the first appearance of Darth Vader comes up. And that was the most memorable part.
Right.
And we're like, whoa, now that was the most memorable and the most impactful in the entire movie.
Right.
And maybe that's the way they wanted it as well.
I think so, because they even have, when you said this starts to feel even more like Star Wars towards the end.
Right.
So what they were trying to convey was that at the same time as this movie's ending, at the same time the A New Hope begins, at the same time is going on, because Darth Vader's invading, and you know how that movie starts. So they were saying like this was happening simultaneously, and this was what's going on, and you never knew from the time the movie was out.
So there's one thing I do want to mention. I was just looking at Princess Leia's last name is Organa.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy Smith's character was called Bail Organa.
Okay, that means that was the father?
So that means he has something to do with it. Yeah, go ahead, laugh at us. We've forgotten the importance. But just thinking of her name and his name, yes. So, again, this was the beginning that they wanted to show as to how the rebellion started. Is it intricate to the franchise? No. Was it a bold move? Yes. Did it serve a purpose? Yes. Was it impactful as they had hoped? I really don't think so.
Right. Not in the way they were expecting.
Right. Now, if you've seen this movie and you really, really love it, tell us why in the comments below. If you've seen this movie and it didn't do it for you, again, let us know why in the comments below.
Right. So, thank you so much for watching, and tune in for our next Star Wars podcast. I'm Masculine Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. With her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket.